Salam and welcome. Thank you for joining me in study tip number 24. Right, this one is very important. And this one we are talking about find your study style, and that's a very powerful secret on how to be successful in life. That means you'll read different books or you'll read different articles which will give you different suggestions on how to study. You'll watch many YouTube videos on what are different study techniques. But remember, what works for one person may not work for another person. And from a medical point of view, as doctors, we regard every patient as a unique patient. Even if 10 people got diabetes, it doesn't mean they're all identical. Each of those 10 diabetic patients are different because one will have diabetes with hypertension, one will have diabetes with obesity, one will have diabetes with a different culture. So it will depend on what that person is. So, as medical doctors, we treat every human being as a unique human being. Similarly, for study techniques, you must decide what works best for you. Listen to what other people are doing. There's no harm. Listen to your elder brother or elder sister or your friends who studied in the past and certain things have worked for them. So try out what has worked for them. But if that does not work for you, find something that works for you. So I will go through certain things where you must find your study style, right? These are the different styles of study. And when I go through this list, try and identify what works for you, right? So some learners, there are four main categories of learners. So everyone learns differently. Discover what works for you because you are an individual human being. Some people are visual learners. That means that they like pictures, they like diagrams, they like mind maps, and they love videos. Right? Their brain learns from a visual point of view because their occipital lobe at the back of the brain is very, very powerfully developed. And these are right brain dominant people who love to see different types of colors, and they will always buy a book which has got a lot of pictures inside. And if a book like a novel which does not have pictures, they won't really enjoy that much. But a book that is filled with diagrams and mind maps, oh, they will love it. Why? Because they are visual learners. So ask yourself, are you a visual learner? Other people are auditory learners. They love to listen in lectures, or they learn from audiobooks, or they learn from podcasts or reading aloud. Their temporal lobe on the side of the brain is more focused on auditory learning. So what kind of a learner are you? I know myself at medical school, when our lecturer used to give talks, I used to do a lot of notes because I used to love listening to lectures. And even today, I can sit for hours and hours in a lecture room because I love visual. I love something that's very visual. I love diagrams and I love the auditory skills. But a third type of learner is kinesthetic learners. These are flashcards you can use or hands-on activities. For example, if you've got a child in primary school or in kindergarten school, you give them Play-Doh or something to play with their hands, and they love to use the hands and the fingers, and that is how they learn best. Some people love to make notes all the time because they need the fingers to be working. Some people, while they are studying, their one hand is just squeezing a stress ball or squeezing a squash ball, or their hands are fidgeting all the time because that is best how they learn. They've got to be learning. Or some people, their leg is shaking all the time, and that is the best way that they can learn. There's nothing wrong with that because that's what works for you. And other people, they love to read and make writing learners. They love to make summaries, deep, intensive rewriting notes. The more they write, the more they can understand it. So they will take an entire chapter, they will make flashcards out of it and make detailed summary of the entire chapter. So that the night before the exam, they don't even open a single book because then they're only looking at the flashcards because all the important summary notes, the mathematical formulas, the accounting system symbols, all of that are on the flashcards. So they just need that flashcards. They use that flashcards while they're traveling in the car or while they're having the lunch or supper because that will serve as a powerful way to boost your memory, right? So the lesson is mix it up to keep things fresh and effective. Study your way. Don't copy someone else's formula. Find what works for you. Make a combination of kinesthetic with reading or make reading with visual. Find out what works for you because you are an individual learner and only you will be sitting in that exam. No one will be sitting with you in that exam. That final exam belongs to you. So find out what works for you. Stay well, stay focused. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Join me in the next episode, which is Study Secret Tip number 25.